I want to tell you about the summer I spent 3 months carefully tending my vegetable garden, watering it every single day, sometimes twice a day in the heat, and then watched my tomatoes slowly die right in front of me. I checked for pests, I added fertilizer, I gave them more water, but nothing worked. And then one day, my neighbor walks over, takes one look, and says, "You know you are drowning them, right?" I had spent an entire season killing my plants with kindness. Here is the brutal truth. Overwatering is one of the most common reasons vegetable gardens fail in the United States. And the scary part, it looks almost identical to underwatering. When soil stays soggy for too long, it cuts off oxygen to the roots, and roots that cannot breathe start to rot. But if you catch the signs early, you can absolutely save your garden. So let us get into it. Sign number 1. Your seeds are not germinating. All right, sign number 1. And this one happens even before your plants are visible. You planted your seeds, you are watering them every day with excitement, and then nothing. They just will not sprout. Now, there are a few reasons seeds do not germinate. Temperature, age of the seed, but one of the most overlooked causes is soggy soil. Seeds need moisture to wake up, but they also need oxygen. When the soil is waterlogged, those seeds literally suffocate before they even get a chance to grow. Think of it like this. If you took a seed and dropped it in a cup of water, it would not sprout. It would rot. The same thing happens in oversaturated garden beds. So what is the fix? Keep your soil evenly moist. Not soaking wet, not bone dry, just evenly moist. If you press your finger about an inch into the soil and it feels like a wet sponge, hold off on watering for a day or two.
Sign number 2. Your plants are wilting even after watering. Okay, this is the one that confuses almost every gardener, including me. You walk out to your garden in the morning. You just watered yesterday. The soil is still damp, and your plants are drooping like they have not had water in a week. So your first instinct is to grab the hose. And that is exactly the wrong move. When plants wilt, even though the soil is moist, that is actually a red flag for root rot. Here's why. The roots have been sitting in wet soil so long that they have started to break down. Damaged roots cannot transport water up through the plant. So even though there is plenty of water in the soil, the plant is dying of thirst from the inside out. Tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants are especially vulnerable to this. If you suspect root rot, carefully pull the plant up and rinse the roots. Healthy roots are white or light yellow. Roots that are brown, black, or mushy, that is root rot. And unfortunately, once a plant has it, there is no cure. You have to pull it and toss it in the trash, not the compost pile.
Sign number 3. You are seeing excessive runoff. Here is one you might overlook because it seems like just a watering method issue, but it is actually a big sign you are overdoing it. Look at your garden while you are watering. Is the water running down the driveway, pooling between rows, creating little rivers in your garden beds? When that happens, the soil is already so saturated, it literally cannot absorb any more. You're just wasting water and making the problem worse. The best solution here is drip irrigation. It delivers water slowly and directly to the root zone, so the soil has time to absorb it properly. If you're hand watering, use a gentle spray and go slow. Give the soil time to drink. Sign number 4. Your vegetables are cracking or splitting. Now this one is really heartbreaking. You go out to pick your tomatoes and they are cracked right down the middle, or your peppers have these ugly splits in them. While there are a few causes for this, inconsistent and excessive watering is a major culprit. Here's what happens. When you let the soil dry out and then suddenly drench it with water, the vegetable absorbs a huge amount of water all at once. The inside of the fruit grows faster than the skin can stretch, and it splits open. Once a tomato or pepper splits, it becomes an open invitation for bacteria, insects, and disease. That beautiful fruit you waited months for is basically done. The lesson here is consistency. Most vegetables need about 1 inch of water per week, ideally split into 2 half-inch sessions a few days apart. Steady and consistent beats heavy and sporadic every single time. Sign number 5. Your plants are soft and rotting at the base. All right, sign number 5. Reach down and feel the base of your plant, right where the stem meets the soil. Does it feel soft, mushy, almost spongy? That softness is a serious warning sign. When soil stays wet for too long, harmful bacteria begin to multiply in the waterlogged environment. These bacteria, and yes, scientists have identified specific ones like Pectobacterium and Pseudomonas, attack plant tissue and cause a condition called soft rot. Soft rot can affect literally any vegetable in your garden. Zucchini, cucumbers, lettuce, peppers, nothing is immune. And once you see it, the plant and its fruit need to come out immediately to prevent it from spreading to neighboring plants. This is actually why soil drainage matters so much. If you have heavy clay soil that holds water like a sponge, you may need to amend it with compost or coarse sand to improve drainage, especially in raised beds.
Sign number 6. You have exposed roots or green algae on your soil. The 6th sign is one most people walk right past without noticing. First, look at the soil's surface around your plants. Is it turning green? That greenish tint is algae, and algae only grows when soil stays consistently wet and receives light. It is basically your garden soil waving a flag and saying, "I am soaking wet, please stop watering me." Second, look at the base of your plants. Can you see roots poking out of the soil? That means your watering pressure or volume is physically washing away the topsoil and exposing the root system. Exposed roots are vulnerable to sunburn and moisture loss, especially bad for root vegetables like carrots and potatoes. Both of these signs tell you the same thing. Your watering schedule needs to be dialed back, and how you are delivering water needs to change. How to water the right way. Okay, so now that you know what to look for, here is the golden rule. Most vegetable gardens need about 1 inch of water per week. Not 1 inch every day, 1 inch per week. Use drip irrigation or a soaker hose applied in 2 sessions across the week. And before you water, always do the finger test. Push your finger about 1 to 2 inches into the soil. If it feels dry, water. If it still feels moist, leave it alone for another day. Want to take the guesswork out completely? Grab a simple soil moisture meter for under $15 on Amazon. It will tell you exactly when your plants are thirsty. And remember, sandy soil drains fast. Clay soil holds moisture longer. Know your soil and adjust accordingly. Growing your own food is one of the most rewarding things you can do. And once you learn to read what your plants are telling you, everything changes. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because we talk about growing food the smart way every single week.